Hey everybody, how's it going? I didn't want my video about the nuisances, um, or whatever the proper terminology is that I'm trying to say about the player types. That other video, the kind of the nuisance you can encounter at tournaments, to make tournaments sound like a bad thing to do. They are a lot of fun. Um, so if you've never done a tournament before, I suggest you give it a shot. Even if you're not really competitive, bring like a competitive list the best you can make, and you will have fun. You're going to encounter players you probably never seen before, or very rarely see, depending on when you go and stuff like that, and what tournament you're going to. Um, you're going to see a variety of army types, even though you will see a heavy amount of Space Marine types. There will be a diversity, and you'll play 3 games in one day. Now, depending on how much time you're able to spend your local gaming store, maybe you do that normally. But this, I don't get the chance to really go out to the gaming store a lot. In fact, hardly ever anymore, except for tournaments. So it's a nice way to go and play a few games in one go, and then go home and have fun that way. So if you're new to 40K and you want to do tournaments, or maybe you've been around for a little bit but you've never done a tournament before, I'm going to list off what you should always have with you. Then I'm going to list off some optional things you may want to consider based on my experience with my local game store tournaments, and then kind of what you can expect. So, what you need your codex, you need your army list. I would say 5 copies of your army list, and I'll go over why later. So you're going to need your codex, your army list. You're going to need dice, template for your any template weapons, measuring device. If I didn't say army, you're going to need your army, obviously. So, to go over that, codex, army list, dice, templates, measuring device, like a measuring tape, your army. That's what you're going to definitely need, and money. Now, optional, money as well, because there's going to be a fee, but you may need money just in case you pick up a miniature while you're there, or if you need to pick up glue, if you didn't bring glue. So optional, you're going to need money. Optional, glue, just in case you have to repair anything that breaks. Optional is the main rule book, because you're going to be in a gaming store. Chances are they're going to have a store copy. If it's just like a hobby club area, then definitely bring it. But if not, it's optional. Additionally, it's optional, but I'm going to say I highly recommend it, is bringing something that holds your army in. Now, I know you have your army transport. That'll work. But to make it easier, you can get a tray, like a food tray. They sell them on Amazon for a couple of bucks. Or you can get something bigger, like a tub tray. I forget what they call those things. The really big plastic tubs, for lack of a better word, plastic boxes. The tops that snap onto that. I really can't remember what they're called. You can use that if you have a really big army. All depends on your army size. The food tray that you get from stuff, it's similar to stuff like McDonald's or Taco Bell or Burger King. That type of tray works well for my armies. I highly recommend it. I won't say it's required, because chances are the local gaming store may have some, but they're going to be used up quickly, and it's just easier to take the guys out of the army transport, put them on there. Everybody can see them, look at them. They can go, oh, cool conversion, or whatever you did. And then you can transport it from table to table easier than putting it back into your army transport. So it's optional, but I highly recommend it. Now, based on my experiences in tournaments, if you're allowed to bring drink and food in, do it. Some places will provide food, but you have to buy drinks. Either way, go to 7-Eleven or a 7-Eleven type of store. Bring something to drink. Bring water, soda, juice, whatever you enjoy. Bring like a big bottle of it. Not the big, it's not like 2 liter, but bring a big bottle of it, and bring like 2, sometimes 3, depending how thirsty you get. Bring it with you. It's gonna be crucial to have to keep you hydrated. You're gonna be talking a lot. It's probably gonna be a little hot in the room, in the building. It's good to have it. Bring food. It's gonna be an all-day affair. So nothing too messy. A sandwich will do, just so you can chomp down on it in between games. Not during a game, but in between games. And especially if they allow it, definitely bring it. If you're not sure, ask. Um, but food and drink, very nice to have. You're gonna be there pretty much over 8 hours, I would say, or at least 8 hours. Is a better way to put it. Other than that, there's not much else I can really recommend you bring. Um, if you know you need anything else, let's say if you're sick, you need medicine, bring that. Um, bring some pocket tissues just in case if you have to sick sniffles or whatever. I don't know. But as far as the army list goes, now to move on, you're gonna need to bring multiple copies. One for the tournament organizers, one for each opponent you're playing in case they want to keep it, and I like to bring one extra, so I usually bring 5. Usually 3 different games, plus the tournament organizer. That's 4 lists. I bring a 5th one just in case. And that's pretty much it. Now what you should expect is get there early. I don't know, whenever they say to get there, let's say it's 11 o'clock, you should get there 15 minutes or so early. You can set up your stuff. You're not going to be able to pay right away. They're going to call you. Well, not you specifically, but they're going to call everybody to make a line and pay and give them the army list. That's when you pay and give your army list. And you're going to wait. And then pairings for the first round are going to be put up and you can start the tournament. Now, if they be there at 11, if let's say they start, like payment starts at 11, let's say, expect it not to start on time. If dice start rolling at noon, meaning that's when the first round starts, expect it not to start exactly at noon. Usually going to be a little bit delayed. But don't be the cause of that delay. Still show up on time or a little bit early. And you're going to have timed matches, meaning you have a certain amount of time to complete your game. Usually isn't a problem. With my Deathwing, it's never a problem. But if you play a big army, keep that in mind. Don't rush yourself needlessly, but don't take your time either. Like, keep up a decent pace if you're a big army. With a lot of the time, it really gets eaten up by movement with the big armies. So, just keep that in mind for the big army. Once you play, there's going to be a scorecard. Once you're done, you fill it out, you and your opponent. Whatever you have to fill out, you fill it out on there. Give it to one of the judges or the tournament organizer. And then clean up your army, put it back on the tray or whatever, how you're going to transport it in between matches, display board, whatever. And then repeat the process 2 more times. At the end of the 3rd game, once your scorecards are given in, you can leave. But if you think you did well, if you got a very well painted army or something like that, I suggest you stay. It's fun to stay anyway. You get to see who won. You get to see who got best painted. Some stores do like gag awards. Like the local store I play at, they do the person who got the lowest score gets a free thing of dice, because obviously the dice were doing it or something like that. So it's funny, you know, it's nice to see that. Then you go about your business and you can leave. If the tournament starts at noon, you can expect to be there till like 9 o'clock. That's usually how it lasts for me. So that's just kind of something to give you a heads up of what you need to bring, what I suggest bringing, and what you can expect. Hopefully that wasn't too hard to follow. I would try and list it again, but honestly I don't know if I'm going to remember everything I just said. What the heck, let's try it. Army list, codex, dice, templates, measuring device, your army itself. Optionally, you need the core rulebook, movement tray. I don't want to make it sound like fantasy movement tray, but like something to hold your army to transport between games. So some type of large tray, glue, money, drink and food if you're allowed to bring it, and anything else you may need. And then I went over what you can expect. So just wanted to put that out there in case anybody's new. I don't want anybody to be discouraged from my nuisance video I did. It's just what you can come to expect. Keep that in the back of your mind. Go there, have fun, do your best. Make sure your stuff is WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. And try and make the best list you can make with what you have. Obviously, if you don't have the models to represent it, you can't field it. And that's fine. Don't feel like, oh no, I only have this, I have to field it this way, that you're going to do bad. Some people are very opinionated that way. I feel if you know how to play what you got, you can do pretty well. You may have a harder time doing it, but you should still do well against your opponents. It's all about how you utilize your army and some luck. So that's pretty much it. And until next time, take it easy.